I never use that thing.
Gotta use it with her, Brenda.
I guess I do, hey?
Yep.
Okay, it's now 1:00. We'll bring the personnel meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is amend the agenda. Number 1 down to, let's see, closed session for IT. Going to take that off. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, IT, reconstruct IT, take that off. And we're gonna go into closed session for a personnel meeting.
Make a motion to approve that.
We have to move the IT to the public meeting, the open.
It's gotta go back up.
Oh. I think that was the intent of the chair.
Okay.
Okay, now we need to adopt the agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda with the adjustment.
A second.
There we have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Julie Jackson, Veterans Assistant Cooperator.
Victims. Not a veteran.
Sorry.
I wish I was a veteran.
Coordinator.
Hello.
Morning.
So, what we would like to do is switch, myself from being a salaried employee to an hourly employee. Just to the federal wage increase. I would also like to, go down from a 40-hour week to a 38 or a 37-hour a week when I do my budget, because my budget is due at the end of June. Because I'm on a fiscal year, I'm not on the calendar year as the county is. Just so that I have a little extra money for my part-time advocate, because it's going to be tight with my budget. So if I cut my hours by a couple hours a week, I should hopefully be able to not run into issues this time next year.
Is that for next year's budget?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think Jennifer might be able to help me out with that question. When that would need to be implicated or put into effect.
So effective January 1st, the salary threshold will be 58,656. So I guess, how much are you looking for hourly?
So I went over that with the prosecutor, because I work out of her office, and she gave me a pay scale and hold on. It would be 2149.
And then what step are you at right now?
She basically told me to choose any of these steps. I thought 2149 because that way when I got, when I would get my increase at my anniversary date, which is again in the middle of like not quite the middle of my fiscal year, but you know.
Okay, so right now you're at a step 4 and then you'll be moving to a step 5 in November.
So if I went into this to the 4-year step, I would be at 2215.
So this 2149, is that a step 3 that you're presenting?
2149 is a 2-year.
For which line?
This, I believe is class 3.
Are you going off a union scale?
Oh, this is just what I was given.
Oh, yeah, you're non-union, so we can't go off that.
It's just what I was given by the prosecutor. So
Okay.
she's like, pick a step.
Yeah, we can't do that. If you want to meet with me, we can go through the non-union step scale and put you on there.
Meet with you and go through.
Perfect. Okay,
Definitely, don't know. I need some guidance.
sure. Okay, let's schedule something and then you and I can meet and put something together and bring it back.
I would love that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, guys.
So that's gonna be tabled?
Tabled.
Yes. Do, okay. County Administrator Jesse Osborne.
Commissioners, at a recent, we had a recent change, obviously, in the status of an employee. And during that time, it was discussed that there was interest in revisiting our PTO policy. For that reason, I kind of cleaned it up and made it simpler. I think payroll will probably find it a little bit easier moving forward. It'll be easier for our budget. How we currently have it, and I gave you a copy in front of you. If an individual gives 14 days advance notice, they only get 50% of their PTO, even though they technically earned the entirety of that PTO. In order to clean it up and just make it a little bit more consistent, it would be my recommendation that we remove items 2, 4, and 5. Keep items 3 and 6, which talks about the death of an employee, as well as that if they're laid off due to job cuts, that they'd be entitled to 100% of their PTO. But also if they resign with or without notice or retire, they'd also get 100%. Again, the time's been earned, so I think it makes sense. But again, this is basically in response to interest that the board had shown during a previous discussion on this matter.
I think that's fair.
I'll make that motion to eliminate 2, 3, 2, 4, and 5. Jesse, is that right?
Yes, sir. 2, 4, and 5 removed, retaining 3 and 6, and revising line 1 to read an employee who resigns with or without notice or who retires is entitled or will be paid 100% of the value of the hours in the employee's PTO bank up to 176 hours.
I'll support that.
We have a motion, support. We do roll call.
Commissioner LaLonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson,
Yes.
Commissioner Konachevsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Fournier.
Yes.
It just,
Anything else, Jesse?
Would you like to cap that at the 176 or?
yeah, I think just because we're in the middle of the year, we keep everything as is. We can maybe revisit the cap.
Okay, so if a person has more than 176 hours in their bank when they resign, we're only gonna pay them out to 176? Are we gonna pay them out the full amount?
Well,
Is there any other cap?
yeah, it would be 200. I apologize.
There's a 200 and then there's a 176.
Currently, I'm at 2 something right now because I don't have to, 2 plus. So if I were to, Quit tomorrow.
24/7.
You could change the 176 to 200 just for consistency
because
purposes.
it's capped at the end of the year
Mhm.
where you have to have that used.
I'm a fan of consistency.
Okay, so do we wanna,
200.
do you wanna reword the motion just so
Oh, yeah.
on the same page?
Yeah, I'll reward this. Cap it at 200.
Okay.
I'll support that rewording.
Now we'll do a roll call on that.
Commissioner Peterson,
Yes.
Commissioner Konachevsky,
Yes.
Commissioner LaLonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Fournier.
Yes.
Or do you want me to just go into the second item of the vehicle policy?
Vehicle policies.
I drafted this vehicle policy for review. The only item that might need tweaking possibly, and I think it's in here, but just so we don't have people contesting, maybe something that could be deemed gray, is that when it refers to employees taking a vehicle home overnight, it says that the department head would have to sign off. In some of these situations, it may be the department head themselves, in which matter, or which occasion, I would like to just clarify that if it is the department head, it would be the direct report that would have to sign off on that.
You talking about number 9, Jesse?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Again, that's an easy fix, but that would be the only clarification I would add that I caught after the fact. I
Would you
apologize.
want to change it to?
I would just like to clarify that in the case that it's the department head taking the vehicle, that the direct report would have to sign off on it.
Okay.
Because on some occasions it would be the department head and otherwise they're just signing off on their own document or it could be perceived as such.
Does this take effect immediately or?
Yes.
I apologize. I skimmed through it, but do we have something in here? And I'm trying to read really, really fast about with it at, that the vehicle should not be at a bar or anything. That was a concern of
Yeah,
mine.
it said that no, it can absolutely only be used in executing the duties that are assigned to them. So grabbing lunch isn't one of them. We can absolutely revisit that if, I mean, it's a new policy, so I anticipate as the year progresses, we may run into one or two situations.
Okay.
We may have to amend it, but I think that, that would pretty much prevent that from being used in that
Are we-
situation.
Can we also, like have all the department heads review this? If it's approved and have them sign that they read it and will be in compliance with it? I think a recognition of the new policy and a copy distributed to them would be a great idea.
Ask a question.
You sure can.
So, just so we have occasionally, when we go to training, we'll take the pool vehicle home overnight, so we don't have to come in. Or if we get back late, we keep it overnight.
Mhm.
Is there gonna be a form created for that? Or do we just keep an internal record of it? Like if John takes it home overnight and I sign off on it,
Right.
is there gonna be a form created or do I just keep?
There will be a form because we have to keep a record. Part 12 says that report will be delivered to the Board of Commissioners upon request, which lists the following: the department, the employee name and residence, type of vehicle, and the reason for authorization to take the vehicle home at night. We will make sure that
Some sort of a form?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. I'll make a motion to adopt the vehicle policy with the adjustment of the department head gaining permission from the direct report.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a support?
Or
Discussion? Hearing none, give a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kondrashevsky,
yes.
Commissioner LaLonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson.
Yes.
Commissioner Fournier.
Yes. Facility, maintenance. Jesse.
So we have an employee in maintenance that's going to be transferring to another department. They're going to be on a 30-day probationary period. That transfer occurs on June 10th. The probation would be up July 10th. As we continue to seek cost-saving measures for the county, I would like to see if it may be cheaper to outsource the cleaning of some of the facilities to a third party. I figure in that way, we're not maybe paying things like insurance overtime. It's just a flat fee. We can kind of budget easier while making sure that we're preserving as many jobs as we can. So this wouldn't be getting rid of somebody. In essence, it's an attempt to try keeping as many jobs as possible.
You just fill in the one that's retiring, correct?
Yes, no, it's who's
No.
referring to,
We have a maintenance level 2 that's transferring to register of deeds.
Okay, so you're filling that with that.
We have to hold that position open for 30 days and then this position that he's referring to is a different employee
Okay,
at a maintenance level 2.
okay.
and so it would be, obviously we make sure that everything's in compliance with the contract, but I've reviewed it and it looks like we're okay as long as we give the union 10 days to see if they can come back with a different idea. but we are able to move ahead with that. And also just keep in mind as well, some of the grants that the parks have put out for request additional attention from the maintenance department. So by no means are we cutting any union work at all. There'll be more than enough, so. So this is just literally, I'm asking just for permission from the board to go ahead and look at bids to even see if it's worthwhile. It might not be. They might come back and it might look ridiculous.
Sure.
Just like to explore that.
We don't look, we never know, so.
I'll make the motion to put that up for bid.
I'll support.
And motion support, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, next one back on is the IT.
So I was able to sit down with Logan. He's been really great to work at. We restructured kind of the way the IT salary is set up, as well as some job descriptions. We've refreshed it. I'll say it was a pleasure meeting with Logan. He's come up with some great ideas that I think will help the county down the road, but as you can see with what he's recommending, there will be a cost saving measure both this year and next year with the new approach. If you guys have any questions, Logan's here.
I would like to say I had the opportunity to sit with Logan and with Kyle, and they're great employees. It was definitely a pleasure. So,
How are things going? No.
Looking at it. Hours organizing email. Start, so. But it takes a little while to get everything where we know where stuff's at before we're getting really smooth with our transition. But it's gonna be a lot more work over the next 6 months or so until we get someone trained up to an adequate level where it's independent.
Do we have to, if you apply, I mean, does HR got something up for a tech? Or Jeff?
So we haven't put it out yet. We were looking for possibly July to have that out there.
We also, just because of the new job descriptions and the new salary scale, we need the board's approval before we can post it.
So basically, we're working at the steps for Logan, and Kyle, and looking to move forward with getting it help tech.
Yes, sir. And even with that approach, it's going to be approximately just under 25,000 savings for this year, and about $15,000 in savings for next year. That department, just in salaries.
That's having 3 employees.
Correct. Yep.
It's like there's a need for 3.
Pardon?
There is. We do have the contract with the city, so they're actually covering both the counties.
second. Did you see his face? Oh my God.
Well, I was just curious because in recent conversations, there were 2 doing most of the work anyway. Just curious.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I do believe the third is.
I'll make that motion. We approve this IT position, restructuring and pay scales.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion and support. Discussion. Okay, I'll take a roll call on this one also.
Commissioner LaLonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson.
Yes.
Commissioner Konachesky,
Yes.
Commissioner Fournier.
Yes. Okay. Is that it now? Yeah, I guess we're going to close session. So all will have to leave now. Going in. please.
Commissioner LaLonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson.
Yeah.
Commissioner Konachevsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Fournier.
Okay. Now we have other discussion of employee separations.
So for upcoming separations, we have the assistant, home improvement. She resigned. Her last day is, June 27th. Then, Cheryl Rapson is no longer with the animal control. He's strictly 911. Going back to 911.
20 hours a week.
Yes, at 20 hours a week for right now. And
Is there a reason why?
he thought that the work at the animal control was full-time and he didn't like it there.
Did you say why?
Wasn't,
Can we not get into
So I
that?
just asked.
I guess he says he wasn't passionate about animals, maybe, something along those lines. He didn't have a passion for that department.
Yeah.
He's more passionate about the 911 and emergency management. And then, the Sunken Lake Park managers resigned and their last day is July 5th.
Are you looking for new ones or?
We posted it to the website and, it's going in the newspaper tomorrow. We're gonna accept applications through next Friday.
And there was a camp host out at Beaver Lake that's interested as well, so we
Mm.
instructed him to make sure he comes in this week and applies. And then we have a bunch of applications from when we are trying to fill Long Lake, correct?
Yeah, I don't believe any of those would be interested in the position. And I think a majority of them were actual camp hosts at Long Lake. And that's why they applied there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I don't think you could use them anyway for.
Okay. Nope, I was just curious.
So getting back to animal control. Is Steve, the sheriff. He is looking for another,
I believe Jesse met with him about that.
There was a poll vote that went out. He had somebody else in mind and they were going to hire him in. He currently works out there as a tech. They were gonna hire him in at a lower amount than what they were starting Al off as. So there's about 3,000 and change cost savings there for this year, but then they would also give him a different title. I think tech supervisor, if I remember correctly, rather than animal control shelter manager. And yeah, that was approved. So I think the sheriff is in the midst of getting him in there and started. So from what I understand, he's very well liked by the staff. And he's familiar with the place. So it's already something that he can easily move into. And also I'm told that he spends a lot of time there even outside of his working hours. So he does really enjoy the work.
Is there a job description in place for that position?
I believe that went to the full board for approval, not long ago. I can dig that out and send it to you.
Okay. I think I actually probably have it now you mentioned that.
Okay.
Get that poll vote and that.
Yep.
Yeah.
hey, anybody have any more questions?
Nothing here.
Okay, next meeting is July 2nd. O'clock, or mail. So I'll need a,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Or
motion carried, we're adjourned.